Today, I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while. It's this feeling of, am I doing enough as a software engineer? You see, I'm about to complete 2 years of being a full-time software developer, and sometimes it's hard for me to wrap my head around the amount of things that have changed in those 2 years. If you open Twitter or LinkedIn right now, you're gonna see some 19-year-old building the next billion-dollar app. You see people creating crazy tools, launching startups overnight, and you're just sitting there like, wait, what am I doing with my life? And this is the feeling that I want to talk about. It's overwhelming sometimes and it's confusing, and there are days when I'm finishing my work, my 9 to 5 job, and I'm not feeling fulfilled or satisfied with myself, and I'm wondering if I'll be able to continue doing this for a long time, if I'll be replaced by something, say AI, in the future. So I want to talk about these thoughts and I want to share my experience as to how am I dealing with them, and I hope that might be helpful for you too. First of all, speaking from my personal experience, doing 9 to 5 is not enough right now. The world that we're living in is changing so fast, especially with AI now. The reality is that one day I feel only the top 1% might actually be earning enough in this field. Let me explain it better using an example of a creative job. For example, singing. Singing is one of those jobs where only top 1 or 2% are earning really good. All the other people, they're not actually earning enough. And I personally feel that with the inception of AI and all the super cool tools with it, software industry is going in the same direction. After say a decade, I personally feel that only top 1 or 2% would be earning enough. Everyone else would be getting pennies, and that's not what I want to get. And so the question that I keep asking myself is, how do I make sure that I'm doing the right thing to stay in this career and achieve the top 1 to 2%? Now this is the kind of a question which doesn't have a definite answer. At least I haven't been able to find the right answer for this question yet. But what I have been able to do is to figure out some things that I can do right now to make sure that I just don't get bored of software development in general, and I can keep learning new things for a long time and hopefully reach the top 1 to 2% in this industry. A little bit of context setting here. I work at Adobe in their design system and I make web components. That is a job that I enjoy doing most of the times. But every now and then I get a day when I'm not feeling fulfilled or satisfied with my work, and particularly those days are really bad when it comes to that feeling of, am I doing enough? And on those days I had to figure out how to get the fulfillment outside of my work, be it something like working out or running or writing this blog or making this video. These are some of the things that I try to do to make sure that I feel fulfilled at the end of the day outside of my work. But that is the step 1, I think. Step 2 that we all need to do, and something that I've started doing and that has been extremely helpful to me, is that I try to always make sure that I have a side project while I'm working 9 to 5. I know it sounds very tedious. The reality is, for my side project, I don't have like a very strict deadline or whatever. I tend to have 1 or 2 side projects going on all the time outside of my 9 to 5. And whenever I have these days when I'm not fulfilled with my work, I would spend time working on those side projects. And that way I'm able to spend more time and learn a lot about these new technologies, while at the same time getting the fulfillment because it doesn't have a deadline and I don't really set up really big expectations for my project. For example, one of the projects that I'm working on right now is a basic simple to-do app. The only interesting feature for me particularly was that this app has an AI agent, so basically you can talk to the app in natural language and you can do all the things that you would do on a to-do app using natural language. Now that is a very stupid idea for most of the people, and you wouldn't be wrong if you say this is not the next big unicorn billion-dollar startup idea, but that's the whole point. My side projects are not super cool. They are not probably the next big idea for billion-dollar project. The way I like to treat my side project is that it is something that will give me fulfillment on a day when I'm not feeling fulfilled with my work, while making sure that I'm still working towards learning new stuff. So that is something that I've learned over the last couple of years, and that has been extremely helpful for me personally as I'm navigating my way through the software engineering jobs and this industry as a whole. And especially with the AI thingy going so crazy and everyone talking about AI, it's also important for me to stay up to date with all of these things. And so I try to do that in a way that interests me the most. Be it writing a newsletter, managing this blog website, making this YouTube video, or working on my side project. These are some of the things that I'm doing to make sure I don't give up on programming and I keep on learning new things for a long period of time, because truly I have a feeling that only top 1 to 2% are going to survive in this profession. And so, if you want to survive in this profession, my advice would be to always have a side project. And if you like these kind of videos, do let me know in the comment section so I can make more of these. It was just a small video of my raw, unfiltered thoughts around the current stuff that is going on in my life. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.